This is Sarah Squires bringing you a special edition of WYO Today Newsroom. On today's show, reporter Teal Davis sits down with Jerika Little of the Hampton Inn and Suites to talk about her recent Heart of Hospitality Award. She received this statewide recognition at a recent Wyoming Hospitality Coalition conference. Here's Teal with the story.
Hi, my name is Teal Davis. I am here with Jerika Little, the Assistant General Manager and Director of Sales at the Hampton Inn and Suites here in Riverton. Hi, Jerika. Thanks for coming in.
Hi, Teal. Thank you for having me.
Cool. I was hoping you could start us off by just talking a little bit about how you got into hospitality, where this kind of started from, and your journey so far.
So it actually was just kind of a fluke. I was looking for a part-time job. I had little kids that I needed to work around their schedules, and so I walked in and took a 3 to 11 shift at the Hampton, and it was supposed to just be something to be a supplemental income, and it went all the way to where I am now. I fell in love with it and ran with it. So
super cool. How long ago was that?
5 years ago.
Okay. And then how long did you work small part-time before really committing to?
It was probably about 5 months, and then they had an opening for the sales coordinator position, so I jumped on that and went full-time. And then about a month after that, it was the front office manager that they had hired. Didn't work out, so I took on a dual role for that, and then came into the dual role I'm in now.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
What? Tell me a little bit about your job. What do you do for?
So I handle all sales for the hotel. So anything that is a negotiated rate with any of the corporate companies, or I do our small groups. So sports and stuff that comes into town, I handle all of that stuff. And then on the operations side, I am the number 2. So I help run the front desk, and then I oversee housekeeping and things like that if Ryan's not available to do so.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite memory from the time that you've been there?
There's a lot. Most of it is guest related. I've met a lot of cool people. I think I've got a good 3 or 4 friends that I've made that are good friends just from working there and working that 3 to 11 shift, because that's when everybody comes in to check in. And so I got to spend a lot of time with those. So the relationships I've made are definitely the top of it for me.
Absolutely. Tell me about one of those.
One of the guys that came in, he works for a trucking company, and he's just a very comical person. But the first time I met him, he came in on one of his worst days and was angry. And right off the bat, I'm a very joking person, so I was making fun of him and never met him before. And after that, it just kind of became a thing. He's one of the guests that we've pranked in his room. We put a big picture of Ryan's head on his ceiling one night when he was sleeping. He needed a plunger one night, and we didn't have one readily available, so he was giving us crap about that. So the next week I put chocolate plungers in his room, just different things like that. So he's a fun guy, and it was a fun thing to do. So
that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of repeat customers?
Yes, we have a lot of long-term stays. He doesn't stay with us anymore, but for the most part, it is those companies that they have to bring him in every once in a while. So we have some that have stayed with us since the hotel opened, and some that we've met over the years, but definitely a lot of repeats.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Has there been anyone who's inspired you or really supported you that you, have a special relationship with or are really grateful for their support?
So hotel-wise, definitely Ryan, the GM. He is the one that saw potential in me from the beginning and has moved me up the ranks this much, and has kind of been a very good mentor for me and actually seen potential that I didn't even see in myself.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
What have you learned in this role? You'd mentioned potential you hadn't seen. What?
So a lot of it was I was a very shy person. I didn't really try to get along with people or put myself out there, and this has 100% opened my eyes to the fact that I am actually a very social person and like people. So that in and of itself just opened up that side of my personality that I didn't even see, but he saw good potential in. So
that's super cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about the tourism summit that happened this fall. When did you first know you were going?
So we go every year.
Okay.
This was the first year that I've actually attended in town, because it rotates throughout the state every year. So we knew we were doing it, and I was planning on hosting everybody that was coming into town. So since last year, we knew we were going to be going.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And at the summit, you won the Wyoming Heart of Hospitality Award. When did you first find out that you won it, and what was that for you?
I found out when they said my name on stage. I had no idea. It was a very well-kept secret. So my whole family was there. I had no idea. Our whole table knew I was getting it, and I had no idea. So it was a surprise.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the award. What are like the qualifications for winning it? How many people win it?
So this was the first time they've ever actually given the award away. They just started giving awards away at the Fall Summit this year.
Awesome.
So it was basically just somebody who embodies full hospitality and service and kindness and, building those relationships. So the qualifications were just to be in hospitality or tourism and then just have a bigger role in those things.
And then what are your plans for the future? What's the next couple of years look like for you?
Right now, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I've got younger kids, so this is a good role for me to be able to kind of still be present for them, still be around my family. But, I would like to move up, and we've got a really good company that we work for, and they have openings all the time that are more sales-driven and for the whole state. So that would be my ultimate goal. But for right now, I'm happy with where I'm at.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we maybe haven't touched on that you think is special about this award, about receiving it, about your time at the Hampton?
Well, the award was given by the governor, so that part was cool for me. I got to receive an award from him. He hugged me 3 times, which was very weird, but that was fun for me. But the hotel in general, it is a great place to be, and it really did help me come out of my shell, and that's how I made a really good relationship with people here at WYO Today. It's how I met Kevin. He lived with me for a year. I spent time with him, and a lot of other people have stayed there long term, so that part is fun.
It is super cool.
Yep.
I guess the only other thing would be like, why Riverton? Is it just because you were already here? Do you have plans for somewhere else?
So I've been here since I was 6, and I ended up having kids, and my family's all here, so it's home. I love being here. My kids love it, and like I said, having my family here is great. The community is amazing. Eventually, maybe I will look at moving out, but probably not until my kids are older, and that's a big if.
Totally fair. It's a very special community from what I can tell.
That was reporter Teal Davis chatting with Jerika Little, who recently received the state's Heart of Hospitality Award, recognizing her work at Hampton Inn and Suites in Riverton.